friends, there it is, the A2A Piper Comanche 250. Long awaited study level plane. And I have to say that I never flew a better one in any simulation, a better GA. This is on a new level, I think. It's not only that they have lots of features, but also that it flies really nicely. Well, I did one flight only so far, and without further ado, let me show you how the plane works. You probably have to hide at least that yoke to access the light and the rest of the plane, and you can opt for the 750, which I did. The last flight I did was a Garmin 430, which is also possible. Let me see how that works. So here's this tablet, which is really great and sets a new standard. Flight infos, for instance, you have all the approach speeds. Approach max flex retention, so 125 gear, 150. The gear extension is down there, by the way. Approach flaps 100, flap final 85 to 90 miles per hour. So that's really nice. Checklist, you have checklists, which I don't use for that flight because I have printed ones. Okay. Emergencies, well, and you have weather information, which is also very nice. So we have this wind taken runway 28 in Augsburg just for a short flight. Controls. You can set the controls. You can set the parking brake here, or you can set it down there, and they modeled it realistically. So you have to. Let me show you. This does not work. You have to press toe brakes or any other brake that you have, and it will activate. The tuck, you can tuck the plane. That's also nice. Wheel shock. So let me remove the outside stuff. Wheel shocks, tie downs, and pitot covers. Parking brake I leave on. And well, what else should I show you? You can have the autopilot, master disconnect. I'm not using the autopilot. Cockpit persistence. Yeah, persistence you can have on or off. I have it off because I like it, so I always don't complete flights and just stop it when I'm after landing. Payload. Well, this is something like my size, and we add some baggage in the back so that the center of gravity is okay. You can also fuel it from here, and you have the numbers. Can have metric units. Maintenance. Well, engine, let's call it. Oil level is okay, and I checked everything. It's almost like new. Electrical system, well, really nice. You can load the battery. You can have a walk around. Let's have a look at the oil, for instance. Don't know how that works. Okay, you see that? And how do you get rid of that? That's really nice. It's something I haven't seen before. Really good. To stop it, I think you go back to the cockpit, like so. Yeah, I told you it's a very nice plane. You can hide it for the moment, and I'm going to fire it up the usual way and handle it very carefully. So, what do we have? The master switch. Let's switch on the fuel pump, the rotating beacon. And we have full mixture. We have lean mixture now, and the throttle is out. Prop control is in. We can prime the engine, but let me first check the fuel gauges, which are off. How do you set this? Let's put it to the main tanks. Tip tanks are almost empty, and you can prime here. Don't know about the documentation. I haven't found it yet. So, for instance, how many primes you have to enter, but probably it's in the checklist. And there are also checklists in the usual checklists. Parking brake is set, so we put both to on, and let's see if the engine starts. And hope for the best. It does. I want to lean it out a little bit. And we switch on the avionic masters. And we get the engine instruments running. And initializing. Like so. That's all in the green, and cylinder temperatures are rising. I think this is very nicely done. That's also implemented well. So here is the map, and you also should be able to set the transponder. It's on 7000, and I simply put the altitude recording now. I don't use ATC for that demonstration flight. We are at 1500. Let's set it so. Don't listen to ATC or anything, and we put that to the runway heading, which is 28. Like so. It also turns very easily. That's so nicely done. Very, very good. Okay, stall warning we have here, and let's put on the landing light and the stop light and the pitot heats, and switch off the fuel pumps. I don't think you need them. I'm not sure about this. Autopilot disconnected is here. Oh, really nice. But I don't check the autopilot. Just let me give you a short demonstration on how it flies, for that's important for me. You can press that because I have checked the oil. So we are in Augsburg, and we are taking off runway 28 without any further ado. I have live traffic on, but there is no live traffic in Augsburg. Yep. So release the parking brake. And there we go. So it taxis like that. A little bit sticky, and once you push the throttle forward, it will move. This is also very nice on a level which I haven't seen before. You see that movement of the plane. I like it. It's so nice. In Augsburg we still have these big birds in simulation, which is absolutely unrealistic. It's a pay-where airport. Maybe I fix it. I'm not sure how to do that anyway. Just ignore them. And we are going to take off with here, assuming we have a takeoff clearance. The windsock is over there. We will see it in a minute. So let's set the parking brake again and do engines run. We are now at 1900, and there is a drop. That's good. And also we check that the engines are okay. Well, flight controls, left, right, and you will also notice when I pull or push that the ailerons are working, and the rudder should also have some effect too. I don't know. Yeah. So we are taking off with 85 knots with flaps 1. Let me check the flaps on the other side. That's working too. The gear up, if you've just pressed G, it doesn't always work. I'm not sure how this is done. Probably you have to use this switch. Let me see. Or you have to press G twice. Could be. Okay, release the parking brake and off we go. It's just the feeling of the plane which really surprises me. Push a little bit forward and accelerate. Can take off a little bit earlier because we are not too heavy. Say at 80 knots right now. There we are. Now let's try to put the gear up. So press G and G again. You have to press it twice. And flaps up. Checked. The trim, by the way, is up there. It was in the neutral position. And if you trim it, like, it's not the fastest one. Prepared for that. Okay, we are climbing out for 2,500. It's a good climber, it seems. Reduce. Okay, and then slowly level off. And we are flying a short pattern just for demonstration. Accelerating. So now here it's how it's working. And fly easily coordinated. And just do the turns as they are supposed to be done. Because you don't have the feelings. Yeah, now I want to reduce the throttle a little bit, so the propeller a little bit. I see you can lean out by here. Well, I leave those details for you to find out. We are a little bit too high now, 1,500. Well, let's descend. Go to the right. Downwind. Going to descent is 2,500. Back to 2,500. There we are, the airport is on our right. There it is. If you reduce the throttle too much, you will hear the horn for the gear extension. This is some turbulence. So let's slow down. And land the thing. Max flaps attention and gear attention is now reached, and we just use flaps 1 again. and go for the landing. Yeah, for the landing we will put the mixture full and the prop full. Now gear down, press G twice, that works, and another notch of flaps, and there we go. Steep landing, steep approach. And to remember that about 90 knots should be your approach speed for the landing. That's what we have. One red already. Oh, we trim up here a little bit too fast. And that feeds very nicely, I think. Too wide to red, so I'm too low for a steep approach, but let me add a little bit of throttle and gas to be on profile. I think this is very much fun to fly, and I'm for sure checking out the autopilot. Do some cross-country flying. Would be a little bit off now. Let me try to land this properly, very smoothly. So just now we are floating. Let's take the next exit. Flaps up now. Yeah, very nice plane, very nicely done. You can have it with persistence between flights and or not, as you like it. I don't, because I always just stop the plane somewhere now and shut it off and forget it. We do that here. So set the parking brake. Whoa. We put the lights off, all of them, and we'll pull the mixture. Engine should die now. Which it does. And can switch off the fuel if you like, and then have the avionic, the switch on of the avionic master, which will get you to the logbook, and everything off now. And that's all I do with this flight. Thank you for watching. I think this is worth buying. $50. I bought it immediately. Bye bye.